Welcome back to Voodoo Family Travels. I'm Greg.
And I'm Val. We're here at Global Wildlife. It's a wildlife reservation where you get to walk around, ride a tram, and feed the animals. I'll show you around. Like a pond area right here. There's some little turtles. I'm trying to get there. Some little baby turtles. They have some little areas you can rent for a picnic, or there's also just some areas you can sit around, sit and picnic. They got a little gazebo right here. With, generally have some animals in it, but there's nothing there today. Lots of area to picnic around. And here's some of the animals, there's some kangaroos out here. And duck. It's like a little feed sack or something. Come back out. Some tortoises. There's some fake ones.
That is seen it once.
Yeah. There's only one live one.
No, you got one in the...
Oh, there's one in the little shelter. And then one over here. The rest are decoration.
What?
No, they put some brushes right there so they can rub it in.
That's another live one.
There's
there.
two.
Yeah, there's one over here and there's one inside the little house.
One over there.
Yeah, that one's actually moving, so.
Check over there. Look, there's a tag. Isn't that huge?
That's a big turtle.
Yep.
Call him like a dog. They don't have a name? Just been looking somewhere else. Dinosaur like that.
How's your
He didn't even pull him out.
baby rabbit?
He probably feed him like lettuce and stuff like that.
They're getting in with a weed eater and cut the grass. Huh?
That's what David has in with him.
Leave it like a strip long pad just for them, so they can eat it.
We'll be boarding this tram shortly, and then the fun begins. You get to ride around and feed the animals.
There's a little baby kangaroo. It's like right underneath the mama right there. You see it? They have one I've never seen before, which was ostrich.
We got the big bin of food. They also have buckets. You can get a sack, or you can get just a cup, which this is the cup. But the animals go through it fast. So we got the big bucket.
That does include lunches.
Oh, it's already coming up.
We don't want to make our animals think of something they should not be eating. Now, if you drop an item, please do not give me a heart attack and press that emergency button. The signal for a dropped item is waving your hands in my direction. That will let me know that you've dropped something, and I will as quickly and as safely as I can get out and retrieve that item for you. However, I do not guarantee that the state it will be returned back to you. We do have animals that are walking around us over 2,000 pounds, so please keep a wrangle on all of your hats, sunglasses, phones, whatever. And then, of course, please make sure you are not messing with any of those silver gates or leaning too far over the railings in those gates. I don't want anyone crawling out of these wagons, and as you can see, my upper body strength is not the greatest, so I do not guarantee that I am strong enough to pull you back in the wagon if you do fall over. So I do need everyone staying in the wagon this whole time. Now, I will do my best to identify the animals as we go, but if I am talking about an animal and you have no idea what I'm talking about, or you see an animal and you have no idea what it is, we do have these animal posters that you are welcome to refer to. Now, we already completed that. You are welcome to get up and move around. This will be our first speed stop. Next to us, it looks like we have some of our miniature Sicilian donkeys on the front and side of our wagon. These are mini donkeys. These are full-grown adult donkeys. That is how big they will ever get. Now on those back wagons, we have the very long-haired antelope with the long gray horns. We call those our African Cape Eland.
I'm already gonna come.
So if you see those Cape Eland, they are very smart. They know how to take their cups right out of your hand. So the best way to feed our Cape Eland is to waterfall the food into their mouths. That way they just okay, they know how to eat that cup, and we always make sure to pick up our extra cups at the end of the day. But just know if you want to keep that cup in your hand, be careful of those Cape Eland. You can see both the males and females have horns. However, the males have a typical Elvis Presley hairdo on top of their head. Now, I do not recommend petting that Elvis Presley hairdo that you see on the male Cape Eland. And that is because they mix together their own feces and mud to create a sort of hair gel. And they'll rub their heads. Largest antelope in the world. However, they are one of the slowest. They have a top speed of just about 20 miles an hour. Now, even though they are the slower antelopes, they can jump really high. So Cape Eland can jump 8 feet in the air from a dead stand, which is very impressive, especially since they are so large. We do have some more of our miniature Sicilian donkeys coming up to us. Now those miniature donkeys are from islands, and that is why they are a mini species, because their habitat is small. They have evolved to be smaller in order to take up less space and resources. That's what we call environmental dwarfism. It means that environment has shortened down that species to create a mini species.
Huge. A bunch of donkeys.
Facility. So of course all of our animals go where they want, when they want. We never want to force our animals to come up with us. So sometimes the giraffes like to hang out with us, and as you can see sometimes they like to be far away from us. But I'm always excited when we get to see them at least. Very well adapted to reach that long neck for them to eat. Our trees on our property also feed our giraffes. You may notice we have no low-hanging branches. The giraffes make sure to prune those trees for us. Now that sound is very impressive. The length of a giraffe is related from height. So if you have a 16-foot giraffe, that time will be about 16 inches. So however, their tongue is also a little bit of a different color than our giraffe tongues tend to be a very dark blue or black. And that's because they have a built-in sunscreen in that tongue called melanin. That pigment helps keep that tongue safe from any sunburn while they use it to reach up and grab leaves from trees. Now we are passing some of our animal care enclosures on the right-hand side. Now not this first enclosure, but this second enclosure, you may notice some white and tan animals with very long, beautiful horns that are named after that Arabian sword, the scimitar, and they have that long curve just like that sword. Now we do actually have 3 new baby scimitar horned oryx, which is why they are up in that enclosure right now. Those babies are still very young, so we're giving them some. And she does put the drama in dromedary. You can see she's hanging around there, throwing her bucket around. Now in front of her, laying down on the ground, is her boyfriend Clyde. Clyde is a 2-hump Bactrian camel. Clyde is from the Gobi Desert, so he has to deal with very hot and very cold temperatures, which is why he looks kind of like a hay bale right now. He is wearing his winter coat. Now as the Louisiana summer progresses, he will actually shed all of that hair. He will look a little bit like a naked mole rat, which is quite funny, so I do encourage you guys coming back later in the summer to see Clyde in his summer coat. Now these are 2 different. Now those Indian accent deer have those bright, beautiful white spots and a white patch on their neck. They are one of the few species that keep those white spots into their adulthood. Most deer have the white spots when they're a baby, but they never fade or completely disappear when they grow up. Now our average deer usually live all the way into their adulthood. We also have a beautiful axis deer buck on that right-hand side as well. And many more of our Japanese deer running up to us on the left-hand side. Now in Japan, these Sika deer are considered to be sacred. On our property, we call them Sika deer. That's because they use a variety of different noises to communicate with each other, and that does include a high-pitched squeaking sound. But they also burp, gargle, as well as scream. So if you hear quite an interesting noise that might be coming from our Sika deer, they have all sorts of noises that they like to communicate to each other and us with. Another one of those little baby axis deer standing out front. It's right out there. We also have 2 more kinds of deer. property. These large red or orange deer are European red deer.
Yeah.
We have a pretty decent herd of our European red deer coming up to us. Now typically when we refer to male deer, we call them bucks. However, for European red deer, we call the males stabs. And on the left-hand side, one of our Chinese father David there, you can see he's sporting those very beautiful antlers. And those antlers look a little fuzzy. That's because that deer is in velvet, which means that he's still growing in his antlers. And therefore they are covered by a thin layer of velvety skin that helps protect those antlers as they grow. Now also on that left-hand side, laying down next to those trees is one of our European red deer stags. That is Meister. Meister is named after Jägermeister because it is Jägermeister that uses that red stag as their logo. Now Meister is an older gentleman, so he does seem to be resting over there. He used to have one of the most impressive sets of antlers on our property. Together they weighed a little over 25 pounds. right now.
The zebra was coming.
They trampled that Victoria.
Zebras are so mean.
While you are feeding those African wasusi, I do ask that you are careful of their horns. We are not trying to be mean and picky with them, but sometimes they don't realize. Now, like I mentioned, if you do have any extra food, you are welcome to feed as we drive by animals, but you just have to do so sitting down for me since we are in motion. Now, you may have noticed a lot of our Holsteins or dairy cows, they are the very large black and white cows. We have 4 2-year-old brothers. Their names are Huey, Louie, and Baxter. And then, of course, we have our oldest and largest Holstein, who is Winston. Now, we only have male Holsteins on our property. That's because a female Holstein can produce up to 9 gallons of milk a day. And we do not have room in our fridge for 9 gallons of milk a day, which is why we only have our male Holsteins. And it looks like those Father David here are showing off that semi-aquatic feature.
Oh, dear.
Are not African or Emu. They are the smaller cousins called the greater rhea bird. Greater rhea birds are from South America. And like I said, they are related to ostriches and emus. They are still a part of the flightless bird family. So they have wings that run across the field. They also use those wings, especially those males, to show off the females. So you may be noticing some of our rhea birds are popping up their wings and doing a little dance to try to impress those females. Now you are welcome to feed these birds, but we do recommend doing so Mardi Gras style. They have very sharp beaks and not very good eyesight, so we don't want them to accidentally miss your cup and hit your fingers. So we say that you take that feed and throw it down to them from your float. You may also notice some of our rhea birds are a bright white. So the normal color for a rhea bird is that gray and black color. But we do have what we call Winston rhea bird. It is similar to an albino animal. Albeit the species are lacking 100% of that pigment. Now the reason we call these birds Winston and not albino is because bucks that you're passing on the left-hand side, this is a great example of one of our dominant males. You can see instead of that tan color, he's got that very dark black color on top of him. It looks like he is still earning his coat. You may notice he still has a little bit of tan patches on top. So he is not the most successful male, but he is definitely up there in dominance. Now as we make our way back to the southern, you are welcome if you have any extra food to dump it out into the...
And just like every great adventure, we end in the gift shop. Animals with little trackers on them that you can track your shark or your turtle, elephants, lots of jewelry and stuffies, lots of stuffies, and a mouse pad. There's the logo if you want to check it out. Focus. Oh, the great things. There's like a termite. Crystals. All kinds of little trinkets. Little tiny animals. T-shirts, hats. Pajamas, socks, and some beverages. We had some ice creams and snacks. We also had a couple food trucks outside with Italian ice and some barbecue. Lots and lots of stuff. This is like a little backpack. Stuffies, blankets, lots of nice stuff, fun stuff.